ergonomic, comfortable, cool. That's how you feel and that's how you look. Welcome to the south of France, guys, and welcome aboard the Toy 39 with outboard. So this boat is actually, or the hull, it's based on the 36 with shaft diesels, but she's been extended, redesigned below the waterline to accommodate a couple of beautiful V8 300 horsepower. So I do actually believe this boat, this very boat, is going to be on quite a few of you who watch this channel, your ultimate dream boat hot list. I hope you have one. If you don't, get to work, because this thing is absolutely gorgeous, made in Italy. This is a boat that really is a pleasure to look at from every angle, but it's also an absolute pleasure to drive. So if you are a buyer and you're wanting to research something like this and how she does perform, we've made a video on the performance that's going to be coming up after this presentation. And if you're trying to press the button on something like this and want to compare this toy to another brand perhaps, and you want to talk to me, you can do that over on Patreon, and I'll make some extra content for you guys over there as well. I am being careful because we are on the Skyhook at the moment, because I wasn't sure if I was allowed to anchor here basically. So beautiful, this is all natural teak, and I want you to basically look at these guys as pretty much a custom builder. So whilst the layout that we see is very traditional, think classic Bertram Mopey, I think that's how you say it, vibes, you can chop and change a little bit because it's really down to the personal touch is how they treat you at Toy. But we have a swim ladder just here that stows in underneath the sun lounge just forward. We've got cleats, proper cleats here, and some fair leads for sending the line aft. Got your flagpole just here, and then we've got a socket here. I'd say that's for a sunshade. I'm not 100% sure, but we definitely have a swim shower in here, cleats again, and then entering through a starboard door. Now, some of them also do different arrangements on the transom. You don't have to have this arrangement. This particular owner has gone for this gorgeous little central aft. So I actually love the way he's fitted up this boat, particularly the color. It's totally my vibe. If you haven't noticed, I do love blue. But this timber seat here, it's a convenient storage area. So this will hinge up, and you've got all your boat bits and pieces that you need to get to readily accessible from there. And then you have a selection of storage lockers down the side here, which all open 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're going to be good for storing shoes, a few other little bits and pieces, and your shore power connects in here on the port aft. You got your drains just there and there for the cockpit, and you have some more forward. And then this central hatch here, deep storage, but we've got technical access as well. So obviously, if this was an inboard shaft drive, underneath here and here would be for motors, because you would have diesel engine, straight shaft heading out, and the hydrodynamics below the waterline would be a nice deep V running all the way down to the back of the boat. When you equip a boat like this with outboards, you want to change the profile at the back because you want that water to go slipping through, and you want nice clean flow onto those props. So you do have a different shape underneath the waterline, and then you have essentially a pod. Instead of the boat finishing here at the transom, you've got it extends out to allow these motors to fit and then work with the weight and balance. So that's what's going on just there. But we can also fit a genset in here, so you can run your air conditioning and do your charging. We have an immense amount of storage underneath here, and a gigantic amount of storage underneath both of these sun lounges. For some perspective, you could sleep all day on these things, and just the actual design of the boat is comfortable. So you could just use this as an armrest. Everything works. It's simplicity and beauty combined. It's so, so gorgeous, and it carries all the way forward as you walk your way around the boat. Now, underneath this particular boat's sun lounges, the current owner is using it for the first summer, and then he's going to work out how he wants to arrange these storage areas. So it is a little bit untidy, and it's that way for a reason. He wasn't exactly sure how he was going to organize these spaces, so the factory hasn't finished that. So when you look at it on the B-roll, that's what's going on just there. Access to the genset here, and then you can see the hardtop roof begins just here. So this will enclose with clears, so you can close that up in winter. We've got some speakers there, and then you got covers if you wish that could go over these, but they will also, they're just held on with Velcro. I would possibly just hoik them up and then slide them in here. Keep things simple for you, because that's what it's all about. But we're basically all on the one level. We just came down one step of about yay high until we came into this area, and then we go up one more step into this U-shaped seating area. This is also a lounge, so you've got beautiful views. How cool are these European towns? Why can't we do this in Australia and just paint all our buildings different colours or something? Surely there's a council somewhere that could just mandate that. We seem to have rules for everything else. That's so gorgeous. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Very comfortable. The cushion itself works like a bit of a armrest when you sit out like that. You've just got some teak nooks here to put bits and pieces. Teak table on a high-low leg that's just manually operated, and then there's going to be a cushion that pops on top of that to turn this into a bit of a day bed, should you wish to use it in that mode. Above me just here is an electrically operated sunroof, so that just goes back on tracks. You can operate that from the dash. We've got strip lights here and here to increase the mood a little bit, but also if you want to do some eating or cooking, because this is our prep station. And how good is this flow through straight onto the back of the boat? But we've got a hot plate, sink, top loading fridge, side opening fridge just in here, and then we've got storage with bins and cutlery and everything. It's an owned boat, so I'm trying not to open everything to expose all the owner's personal items. In here, we've got all our breakers and our battery switch operation, more storage underneath my feet just here. And now come in and get a load of the helm. Get a look at this. So beautiful teak footstep. I think this is terry toweling. I love it. And then we've got a leather backrest just there. Ergonomic, comfortable, cool. Basically, those are the words I'm going to use. That's how you feel, and that's how you look at the helm behind one of these 39 outboards. But you've got easy reach for the throttles just there, stainless steel steering wheel with the toy logo, that's adjustable. You got your skyhook just here, and you've got your bow thruster operated from there. We're running the zip wakes on this one, so you got the auto, or you can override on manual. We can put 2 flat screens on the carbon dash just here, and then you've got the keypad to control them. This is the engine diagnostics for the Mercury. This is actually my sunroof operation just here. I won't bother opening it all the way up, but you get the idea. And then I can do my anchor windlass, all my anchor lights, my wipers, and my ventilation are all operated from here. I've got my fuel tank, 2 tanks on this one, 1,000 litres. I've forgotten how much that is in gallons. Genset operation, and then I've got some more switches just here, VHF, and a nice little storage area for phones, and a fire extinguisher at my feet. So everything's neat and tidy. And do go ahead and watch that test drive video if you want to see how she performs. It's a lot of fun. It's with the outboards, you got the speed, you got the feedback, she banks into the turns. So if you want to enjoy the ride, you're definitely going to get that, arguably maybe a bit more than shaft drives, because you have that touch of extra speed. But it's very easy to maneuver on your own. So that's just something you got to think about. Is that important to you? Now, I said the factory was basically a custom builder, you know, color, design, all that sort of thing can be modified. So I know us Aussies, we're not as big fans of the sun as the Europeans are, so they may not want to opt for this design. Well, if that's the case, the factory could do something like L-shaped seating or some other seating arrangement and give you more deck space for you to do as you see fit. You don't have to have this out the back here. You could do director's chairs and then maybe do a little bit more sun protection. So it's all about you do you, so to speak, and the factory is all about meeting your needs. Diesel in for the genset there. This is actually the fitting for mounting one of the fenders, and we've got this beautiful teak tow rail along here. So we're going to go forward. Got your anchor mast just there, got a couple of aerials for not VHF, GPS, but what I wanted to point out was this little teak grab rail here. So see how it's all flush with the roof, just in keeping with the lines of this boat. So you put one hand on there, just make sure Nicole does the same. Water in, waste out, high quality navigation lights, midships stainless cleats here with a rope protector, and then you come forward onto the bow. Without a bow rail, you only have this rail to hold onto here, and it's for a reason, because you look cool, and that's important on a boat like this. So you do want to perhaps use this as a bracing point when you're coming up to deploy the anchor. I'll just show you the anchor locker. Okay, so 50 meters of gow chain to a stainless steel anchor. You got your safety there, all beautifully done on the stainless steel. And just get a load of these fair leads here. How gorgeous is that? So very nice. And obviously if you were picking someone up from the bow, perhaps on a fixed dock, maneuvering the boat with bow thruster and engines, they could use this as a nice grab hold as well. Ventilation down into the cabin, which we'll get to in a second. And this is pretty important in Europe. I'm not the one who should be modeling this, but comfortable, stays in place. They've got the press studs up on the leading edge and down both sides. It doesn't move anywhere, and we did 36 knots today and it was perfectly fine. It folds up down the center line and you just stow it in the cabin downstairs. I wouldn't bother putting a cover on that because it's such nice material. Just get it off the deck so the birds don't poo on it. So we've got this is another grab hold just here. So if you're in rough weather, you'd actually just bend down like this and then you grab on to this one here. So you've got a hand hold. So yes, don't send grandma up here. That would be silly. Keep her down in the middle of the boat and send someone a little bit younger forward. But you don't necessarily need to, because if you're taking your safety off for the anchor, you know, you can still drop the pick considering the conditions, you know, as you always should. And then berthing the boat, it's quite easy. We touch on that in the test drive. So I think I've covered everything. This hatch opens here, that's just manually opening, so we can get some airflow, and then that just secures like so. So with this and with the sunroof open, I might as well do it a little bit more. It does change this space. So for medium to hot climates, you probably don't need to worry about ACing this area. I do understand for those of you in Florida or my mates in Singapore, that's going to be a different story. If you're in Sydney, no need. If you're in many parts of Europe, I don't see any need for that at all. So I've covered all that. I think it's time we go check out the accommodation. Teak companionway pretty simply opens up like so. Then you have a leather strap, just secure it there. And then you have this doorway here. Come on down. Simple, elegant, uncluttered is the vibe. So this is a lounge seat just here, and that's quite comfortable. You can see you can really kick back here. I've actually got some air conditioning. I've got an opening forward-facing hatch just there, and you could have a kip on this. Like, look at the length. Definitely can sleep on this, but there's actually more to it. We've got a ledge here with some lighting underneath. We've got storage, drawers, but if you just come in and operate these latches here and on this side, the whole bed converts into an actual bed. So that's pretty neat and useful should it be necessary. A couple of downlights here. You have your head and combined shower space in here. Clean, mirrors, lots of storage there, and you've got some power points, electric vacuum flush, toilet and forward-facing Actually, it's a Tecna toilet, and I beg your pardon, not a vacuum flush. But then you come into the master. This is where, you know, it's quite nice for 1 or 2 nights, and definitely a daytime kip. You don't put your head at this end of the bed. You actually put your head at this end of the bed, and then when you see how I am, look how much space there is here. And then with the beam we have available to us, there's loads of space. We've got some down lighting underneath this timber ledge here, beautifully finished, soft on the ceiling here, so you're not going to bang your head. You've got storage all the way around from drawers and cupboards underneath the whole bed, so there's really no need to be lifting up this cushion to get in underneath this. We've got hanging lockers on either side, and we have air conditioning, speakers, reading lights, charging points. It's just elegant, beautiful, functional, and simple. I think that's the vibe that you get down here. Sort of carries in theme with Up on Deck. Would you spend a night on here? Probably 1 or 2, but I think the focus really is going to be as a bit of a day boat. So what do you reckon, guys? Are you a Toy 39 outboard, or are you a 36 inboard? Do keep watching the channel, because I'll have the inboard on live at some point for you to do the comparisons. If you are a serious buyer and you want to see what your life would be like operating a boat like this with the outboards, how fast she goes, what she's like to maneuver, can you run her solo? We cover all that in the next video, so that's going to be for you if it's of interest. But just in terms of where you should position this boat, and also your headspace, because I do read all of your comments, even still today. I apologize, I can't get around to responding to them all. I'm generally on a plane to a new country every week. But think of this as a beautiful floating piece of art, a boat that you take to nice places to enjoy your life and to create experiences that you and your mates are gonna remember. Is there more practical ways of doing boating? Yes. We can load aluminium and truck tires down the side on some boats and just bash into anything you want. That's not the idea behind a toy. This is about creating an experience that you're gonna love every single time. So I think if that's what you're looking for, something that's a beautiful piece of kit that you'll keep perhaps for generations, and that you will always enjoy taking out on the weekend, like your classic car or your supercar, that's when you need to focus on a toy. Okay, guys? So just wanted to get that out there. If you are seriously interested, go and look at the next video. We'll cover all that stuff that's hopefully useful. If you're a buyer and you want me to answer some questions as to how it relates to the competition, we can do that on the Patreon. More content over there as well. See you, legends.